They crawl in the same rhythm here. It almost looks like the same animation sprite was used, so maybe we are living in a simulation after all.
Hiedalle.
Today's mission: corrugated cardboard cuttings. The female black soldier flies prefer crevasses to lay their eggs. Recreate the template shape from corrugated cardboard. Tip: you can create more cuttings for later use. Okay, let's see. Last time Conrad finalized the bottom drawer of the aquaponic composter module, which contains the warm tea liquid. This liquid is then washed into the aquaponic system as additional nutrient source. With this finished, we can focus on the reproduction of the black soldier flies to restart the colony. The mating of the flies happens in the fly cage, which is also finalized. So we just need to renew the cardboard where the flies deposit their eggs in. Let's go with this defect Amazon box, which has almost no printed areas. Let's go! Before we get into the cutting, let's discuss the reasoning behind the shape first. For automatization purposes and to decrease maintenance, I want to separate the flies from the compost. This has several advantages, like the dead flies can be used as fish food, and the composter is free from flies, which enables easier access if adding some organic waste. To achieve this, I placed the cardboard on the outside of the fly screen of the fly cage. The flies have a kind of extendable abdomen. It's a specialized organ for egg-laying insects, which is called ovipositor. This body part is small enough to pass through the holes of the fly screen. If the cardboard is placed in such a way that it touches the screen, the flies are able to reach it and accept it as crevasse and lay their eggs. This means the shape of the cardboard cutout needs to match the slope of the fly cage. And the angle of the conic shape of the fly cage is used to transfer the dead flies into the pipe to the fish tank. Let's scavenge the box and create some cuttings. It is important to have the cardboard channels vertically aligned, otherwise the flies can't access the chute and the larvae can't crawl straight down. It is also important that the channels are not bent, so it's quite easy to just rip off the box on the folded edges. The cardboard can only be used once, because the leftover eggs and unhatched eggs clog the channels. And this is also why it's best to use cardboard instead of plastic, because you have to throw it out anyway, because cardboard rots, it can be left in the compost drawer. If there is some tape or any kind of leftover plastic, it's best to be removed as well. For the shape, I just use a template to copy the slope and the slit for hanging and trace it with a pencil. The nesting is done to maximize the cuttings per piece of cardboard with the direction of the channels in mind. So some pieces are drawn upside down or flipped vertically. To create the final shape of the cuttings, we can just simply cut along the lines with a pair of scissors. The offcuts, which are mostly small bits of cardboard, can be put into the compost module to feed the worms. I do not think the larvae are cannibalistic and will eat live eggs. These are quite a lot of cuttings. We can install some of them now. I basically created a small hut with an access door. The hut is made from the local political party advertisement panel, which is basically plastic. This is also corrugated and lasts a bit longer than the cardboard. Inside the hut there is a horizontal divider, which matches the position of the slit in the cardboard cutting design. The cardboard can easily be attached to this divider via the access door and pushed upwards until it touches the fly screen. In commercial black soldier fly farms, the cardboards with the eggs are then transferred to the breeding grounds where the larvae hatch. In the setup here in the Hiedalle space, the cardboard is hanging above the compost, so the hatched larvae can easily crawl down and find their first meal. This also allows the cardboard to drop into the compost when it's full with eggs or old. This shortens the way the newly hatched black soldier fly larvae need to crawl and also creates some food since the larvae feed on the cardboard and the old unhatched eggs or the egg shells. A female black soldier fly can lay between 500 to 900 eggs per cluster, and after a while there are quite a lot of larvae in the compost drawer. The flies smell the compost, which stimulates mating, and also guides them to the cardboard, since it's the closest place to the compost. The cardboard also gets some of the humidity which rises from the organic material, and this aids the hatching success rate of the larvae and eggs. It is interesting that they crawl in the same rhythm here. It almost looks like the same animation sprite was used, so maybe we are living in a simulation after all. You can see here how the larvae drop off from the cardboard and fall into the compost, and also see the larvae crawling around the compost bin on the older cardboard. They are best spotted on the black parts of the cardboard cutting. Even though the larvae are quite small, they already have the same features like the adult larvae. In a couple of weeks they will increase their size and change their color from transparent to white to cream to a dark brown. The dark brown color is the last stage, and they leave the compost in order to find a place to turn into a pupae and into a fly. You can see a tiny larvae on top of an adult black soldier fly larvae here crawling along a slice of molded pineapple. Currently there are lots of larvae at different stages in the composter. This is good for a constant food source for the fish tank, and therefore a constant nutrient input into the aquaponic cycle. This concludes today's mission. Subscribe for the next episode and leave some feedback in the comments below. You could also check out this video. Or if it's your birthday, maybe this one.
Hiedalle.